right. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, wherever you are joining us from. Either you're joining us on Twitch or YouTube. Good day, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, and for those of us already, either you are watching us live from Twitch or on YouTube, please do well to drop a message on your Discord server, on the UI UX room. So we'll have more persons joining in on the call. Okay, already our instructor is already here. She's already on the call. So please do well to drop a message. So we have Elizabeth Musanga. Sorry, did I get that pronunciation right? Elizabeth
Yeah,
Musanga.
yeah, sure. You did
And
well.
she's a UI UX designer at Iro. All right. Okay, so she's a UI UX designer at Irola, and she's
Yeah.
based in Nayiri, Kenya. Yes. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us today. Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, you can start, Elizabeth. You can share your screen and you can proceed with your class.
Okay. I'm sharing my screen. I don't know. Can you be able to see it from your end?
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay. Well, I noticed I forgot to add my name there, but it's fine. So thank you so much. Yeah. So my name is Elizabeth Musanga. I'm a UI UX designer. Well, I think I'm moving more towards the UX designer title because I really loved UX. I still love UI, but I feel like UX represents like everything. Yeah, I'm a UX designer. I'm also a mentor. I'm actually a Google Human Tech Makers ambassador and an events organizer in GDG, Nyeri. Also an undergraduate mechatronic engineering student. I'm in my fifth year. Yay. Yeah, so think just talk to the Manuela briefly about like today's session. So I hope we'll be having more in the near future or something. Um, so we'll be talking about I'll be taking you through basically just UX, introduction to UX principles, the research methods, UX design processes, and UX deliverables, and also measuring UX success. So that is for your design. Yeah, so I think we can just dive right into it and get started. So yeah, well, when it comes to UX, I think I think I'm attending a certain conference at UX Copenhagen, and there's the host was talking about how everybody has their own definition of UX, but at the end of the day, we can all agree that it's the impression that a user or a customer or you know we are all users, either prospective users or secondary users of a product. So the experience that we get uh, when it comes to us using a certain product or a service. So it basically encompasses the aspects of a user's interaction with a company, its services, and its products, and it's what influences how a user feels about returning when it comes to using the product again. So yeah. Well, um, so in the UX principles, so getting into the UX principles, um, so this is what you need as a user to be, as a designer to be able to create great user experiences. So this is, it's what is going to guide you. So these are the listed ones are not the only ones that are out there, but as a designer, you need to, as a UX designer, and also just as a product designer, you need to factor in a lot when it comes to usability, accessibility, inclusivity, visual design, the content strategy, and also just having, like consistency in your designs so that you can be predictable. I mean, it's nice when I know, okay, this is how this app works, and then I can move to the next part and, well, I can be able to work my way around it. It's not like every other page is something new. It's bubbles today, then you move to the next screen, it's something else, it's maybe a spiraling screen. So yeah, it's consistency is also really nice. So these are basically the principles that are going to guide you as a designer to come up with a product that is going to make these users stick to your product and have a good experience while at it. So yeah, we'll have a bit of a practical or presentation. So I don't know, Emmanuel, I don't know if that presents like we are able to interact with each other. Maybe I can share a link and then people can join the session, the fig jam, sorry, the Figma board. Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to UX research, so that's like the first. This is the first step. Uh,
Okay, I just wanted to say, sure, you can do that.
all right. Cool. Cool. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah. So when it comes to the research methods, so this is what is going to influence. It's like research is very important because it helps you understand uh, exactly who you are creating for, what you're creating, and the needs for the people that you're designing for. So it's not because when you just if somebody tells you I want a mobile app for a bicycle renting company, you'll just jump right. If you decide to just do UI alone, you just jump into a very beautiful UI with nice what do you call it? Yes, with really nice animations or nice illustrations about bicycles and people just having a good time riding bicycles. But you might just realize this person just wanted like three screen app where you have the sign up, and then you have the map for where you're going to pick the bike, and then you have the part for paying, and that's it. So now doing research and getting to talk to the prospective, to the product owners, also getting to talk to the shareholders and all these other team members will make you understand what you need to do, uh, and to be able to create a better product that is liked by others. So when it comes to UX, it's not about you liking your designs, it's about the user or the final um, client liking the designs more than you. So yes, so that is why the research part is important. Allow me, I've written some here on my book, so I'll just read. So like we have three phases of research design. So we have the first part that is the foundational research. This is now the research when you're doing for a product that you don't know um, anything about. This is like a new product you're launching to the market, or it's a startup, or it's something new. So you don't know much about it. So you're doing foundational research that is now, it's also done on existing products still. So you'll be like, what should you build? What are the user problems? So that's where now you go ahead and do questionnaires and surveys to be able to get what these users are looking for, or I really need when it comes to this product. And then now the second part will be the design research. So during the design research process, you have now that you've already started designing the product. So at this point, you're going to start testing it, and before it's even rolled out to the like engineering team. So just test it while it's still in the design phase to be able to get um, prospective users, to get feedback from the users, that is even from like your fellow team members or from the agile team. You just having it tested during the design phase will be very helpful when it comes to getting feedback, so that you don't roll out a product after spending 3 months on it and then realize it doesn't actually work or doesn't serve the main purpose or that was it was intended for. So that is so in this case we have card sorting, A/B testing. Yeah, then we have guerrilla studies and intercepts, and also like so this is where you also go and do team meetings and be able to understand, get feedback on your design. You can even like the lo-fi, the paper prototypes. Every time you've drawn something, that's enough for you to be able to seek feedback from the next person, because they can see your idea on paper. I mean, if you can be able to see where a button is, where an image will be, I can be able to give you feedback based on that. Then we have the post-launch research. So now this is the research that will be done on the product once it has already been launched. Again, Most of the time, I think the design team tends to ignore that part. Is quite important for them because, well, it will be sent out to, okay, now we've it's already left the design team, went to the engineering team, and it's out of our hands. As a design team, you still need to go to the product that is in the market and still get feedback on how the users are, talking about it, because I mean, you didn't test on all the users when you're rolling out this product. So it's good to get the information, evaluate how well the launch product is meeting the customer needs. Yes. So, for example, also A/B testing, usability. Um, and one interesting thing is when it comes to usability testing, people will always surprise you and how, yeah, they use products. So it's good to just go out there and test it out and see how it works. So yeah, so when it comes to research now, like you've seen here, we have the surveys, the different methods of collecting data, that is. So surveys, doing questionnaires, uh, interviews. These are very important because you get to get more information even by observing the user and how they are using the product, and also body language. Like, there's just those small things. So all this, you do all this now before you jump onto the design part. Then now, the UX design process itself. So it involves the three stages. That is the research part, now where you gather the information. Then the second stage is where you do the ideation and generate ideas and concepts for the product. So once you've done, I think, which products can we use? Yeah, I think you can still go with the bicycle concept. So once you've, let's say the client has come and told you they want this bicycle app, and they are located in a rural part of the country. So it's not even in the city that much. So there are so many other things as an assumption. Let's say I'm from the city. I wouldn't just assume they go to the mall or they have a shop and they'll come and, lend bikes from there. It might be, I have them in my home compound and it's a rural place where, maybe we have to meet somewhere or something. So conducting the interview, the stakeholders will also make you understand where their vision and where they're coming from. um so the other thing is now the ideation stage. So you work with the information that you've already gotten. So once you've already done that is the research bit. So you've already collected data, done user interviews, questionnaires and surveys, and also you just like they're just being especially during but yeah, especially during the, like, in sessions, maybe even group interviews. Sometimes just being a fly on the wall will help, because you can be able to observe how people, maybe what they are talking about the exist if, for example, if it's improving on a already existing product, you're able to hear what they have to say about that product that is already existing in the market. So just empathize with these people and get to reach their level so that you can be able to get, real feedback. Because if you go there, it's like you're doing an interview, like it's a conference, then it's going to fail you. You'd rather go to the person during the time where they are working, the people that are doing welding, the greengrocers. So you just go and talk to them while they're there and get their, opinion on the product that you have, or on an idea on the product that you want to create, and how they think it might help them. All right. So then now, after we've done the research, so the second stage is where now you get to involve the team in the office a lot. It's still being involved, but now here you'll go the ideation stage. That's where you get to engage all these other, the entire team. Now you have design sprints, and you come up with ideas. So basically, it's, you're just like coming up with any ideas. Give us, you give, maybe you can even break into different teams. So this is where the team lead now will be able to just, delegate duties. So people will break into design sprints that require you to come out of that design sprint with a product. So you've brainstormed, you've drawn some ideas. And yeah, at this point, this is where no idea, as in, this is the point you're welcome to any ideas. No idea is a dumb idea. So always welcome any idea during this phase, because I know as designers we tend to glorify our own ideas, and you're like, yes, this is the best idea ever. This is the best design ever. But then somebody else gets to give you an opinion on something, and you realize actually theirs is more like makes more sense. So it's better you go for the sensible design part than the beautiful one that eventually won't even satisfy the clients, the customers, the users, that is. Then so you go through the ideation stage, then you generate ideas and concepts for the product. Then after that, now you go and create, again you go and create now a persona. So you create a persona for this app. So for example, this bicycle app will have a persona. Let's say this, we have David. He's 25 years old. He works at, okay, I'll use the cities I know. Let me not try guessing the cities. I just know like a few capital cities in West Africa. So so for example, I live in Nyeri. I'm in Nyeri, that's near Mount Kenya. Okay, actually it's in Mount Kenya, is just in Nyeri. So I live in Nyeri, and then there's Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya now. So let's say so as in Nyeri, it's a very mountainous region. So this is David. He's a 25-year-old. He's working, and then on Saturdays he wants to go and hang out with his friends by cycling up in and down the terrain in around Nyeri. So that's now the persona that you're creating, and his hobbies are this and all this, and this, their their frustrations so far when it comes to having a hobby over the weekend is they don't know where to go. It's a small town, so there are not that many restaurants or the fancy places to go to. And well, being a cold region, you can't always go swimming every time. So they want to be cycling, but they can't buy a bicycle because it's just going to sit in the house for him to just use it like once in 2 months or something. So now they've been looking for a way they can be able to borrow a bicycle and be accountable for it and still return it and not feel like they have spent, it has cost them an arm and a leg. So then we have somebody else, probably now this is the business owner. He has bicycles, maybe his sons usually like go to school and he has bicycles that he wants to rent out, but he doesn't know how to, like who to trust and how to reach to the customers that actually need these bicycles every other day. So now these are the personas that we are creating so that we know who we are working with in mind. So we have David, and then we'll call this other guy Paul. So Paul has the bicycle, is the owner of the bicycles. David is the person that wants these bicycles. So with these two people in mind, you'll be able to know what parts of, like, you already know what parts of the app you need to create. You need to create this the seller's side, that is the Paul's side, and then you also need to create David's side. So already by having a persona, you'll know what kind of screens that you will need for these two people. Then now you go to the user flows and create you know you create the entire, let me see, okay, I think I skipped that screen. So you go to the user flows and then you create the entire process now. So when it comes to when David now signs up, they sign up, then they go to the next screen and create, you know, they fill their details, their location and all that, you know, the security bit of it, just to be sure that the app is going to be something that is going to benefit both of them and be, something that's legit. Yeah, that's the word I've been looking for. Then after creating the app, now after signing up, then now after he logs in and he can be able to see the map on the screen, and you can see where the various, maybe there are various. So we have Paul, we have another person, so it doesn't have to be Paul alone who's renting out bicycles. So we have somebody else maybe in a nearby place or also in another town still using the same app, so you can be able to see in the map the nearest available bicycles and go and rent them out. Then on the other end, when it comes to Paul, he also signs up. He's like, yeah, I'm a business owner. I own bicycles, yeah, and all that. And you fill in the information, all that. And then now you can be able to see we have, like every time David requests for a bicycle, Paul can be able to see that David has requested for this bicycle. Like David has requested for a bicycle, he'll come for it at 2 p.m. or something like that. All right. So now that's where the whole ideation and concept of the product and prototyping will come through. So you create the low fidelity designs. After creating the low fidelity designs, again, you prototype them and see if now after doing the entire uh, information architecture, from the login screen all the way to even settings, all the way to logout, you prototype all that before you even jump to the beautiful UI that everybody will see at the end of the day. And that process can take a really long time actually. So that part is very important. So the ideation, the design part. Then so you prototype, then by that is you create the low fidelity and high fidelity prototypes to test their ideas. So again, like we mentioned before, during the we have design research. This is the point. You go and get feedback about your design from the prospective users or also from the other team members so that they can be able to tell you if it makes sense if I am on this screen and move on to the next screen, or maybe you can combine these two screens. So for example, if I'm signing up as David and the first screen is, enter your first name, then enter your second name, enter your email address. Then I click next, it asks for my phone number. I click next, it asks for my email address. I click next. So you see, if you only have the lo-fi and you take it to somebody else, they might tell you combine instead of having like five screens for onboarding, just have two or three. So just combine everything on one page. Then I can just feel so that I don't have to be like, okay, when does this end? I keep going to next. I mean, we've all had, I'm sure we've had instances where you feel like you're feeling details and then you go to the next one and you're like, okay, I don't know where this ends and I think I'm tired. So yeah, so at least getting feedback early on during that stage will help what to delete, what to implement, what to improve on and all that. Then now once you've done the design, so if I'm sure, like for most of us, like when you're starting out as designers, especially if you're working in a small team, you'll be the one doing all this from, the UX research process all the way to the UI design. So, um, yeah, now you go to implementing where now the designers, the UI designers or just the same team most of the time. So you make the designs and then now you send them to the developers team so that they can be able to create these screens for you, but you still work on getting feedback or seeing if there's any part of the research, because again you might reach an incident where you reach the end of a product, a design that is, and then you have a meeting with the product manager or you have a meeting with the product owner and they take you like 10 steps back, not in a bad way, but they just tell you this is not what I wanted. You've already like diverted from this one point that you really skipped in the research is the one thing that they just wanted for the entire app. Yeah. So I think for me my favorite part is just doing when it comes to UX. So I think we can jump onto that. I'll create I've actually like opened a fig jam here. So most of the time when it comes collaborating as designers, I use Figma. We use Figma a lot. So the fig jam board. So just use the sticky notes, have your personas there on one page. It's really going to help you a lot and save you a lot of time so that you don't so you have one place that you have documented your entire project and it's one document so that you don't have to be like, okay, now I have the research phase one, research phase two here. So just have one Figma board. Um, just a minute. Mhm. Sorry, my PC. I don't know. I think once I joined the platform, my PC started just taking its time. So let's call it what? Um, Wait, sorry. I'm just reading the comments. I don't know. Have I gotten lost at some point, Emanuela or the co-host? Sorry. Yes.
No, you have not gotten anyone lost so far.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So we have just a minute. Yes. So let's just call it top universe. What okay. This font is just blocking my view. Okay. Hmm. I think I'll okay. Okay, I've given up on naming that file, unfortunately, because now it's just disappeared. But yeah, okay, let me just add the title because it's just here. Mm. So you have Figma and Miro. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but yes, it's also a very, very good tool. So, for example, now we have this the sticky notes, and we are creating for. Okay, just a minute. Let me close some tabs and see if that will help at all. Mhm. Well, I hope that's better now. Um, yes. Ah, okay, that's fine. So we'll call it Soap Universe Bikes. Um, so this is the just the design brief. So this is Paul. Mm, so are we going to call? Okay, yeah. So the product owner is Paul in this case. Yeah. So Paul's wants to. So that you can use for renting out. All right. So Yeah, so Paul wants to create a mobile app that he can use for renting out his bicycles. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, so that he can use for renting out his bicycles. Let me just share this so that we can all collaborate here and contribute. So, okay, sorry. I think I might have to join this with my tablet because my PC has just refused to work. Sorry. Let me just share this link so that we can join the document anyway. Um, just a minute. So let me just share it here on the chat.
Okay, hello Elizabeth, can you hear me? Okay, so everyone on the call, so please you can log into the file, and everyone with the link has access. So please make sure you log into the link just drop on the chat. So please do that now. All right, Elizabeth, please can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Okay, I couldn't hear
No.
you
Oh,
for a second. All right.
okay. Sorry. I don't know. I think my PC is hanging. So I'm just let me see if I'll be able to join with. Mm, yeah, just a second as everyone joins. I'll just join with my other device
All
soon.
right.
So okay, at least I can see quite a number have joined. Let me just put so that everybody with the link can be able to. Yeah, I think now it's better. I think the issue was because my my video was on, so I'll just switched it off, and I think yeah, it's better right now.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, I've put so that you can be able to edit. Let me just label the sticky notes so that then we can work on it. Sorry for the delays, guys. All right. So we have, yeah, I can see a couple of people on the board. So here the first part, yeah, we'll have four sections. So the first part will be for, so it's just about the assumptions about this product that you're creating. So here in this case, we have the, mhm. So assumptions that are going to be made. Assumptions. Mm, mhm. So assumptions about the product, what, okay. Mhm. So the first part is assumptions about the product. So these are the assumptions that, assuming you already have the app, these are the assumptions that you think David as a user on this platform, and Paul as a user also, they are going to make when they're using this platform. So it can be anything. So you can just add text here on these sticky notes. So just pick a sticky note and add text here. So what assumptions about the product you think they'll be making? Um, then we have, so we have assumptions about the product. Then the second part is um, what you hope like what questions the person has about the product that are not answered yet. So and yeah,
Okay, so I think our instructor just went off the call, but she'll be joining back soon. So please let's just stay on the call and be patient. Thank you very much. Okay, so while we're waiting for our instructor to join back, please, if you've not followed us on YouTube, on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on both channels, and please make sure your notification is on, so if we put up any new video, you can get notified. And also, please, the attendance link has been dropped on the chat. Please make sure you fill today's attendance also. So please, let's just be patient and wait a bit. Thank you all. All right, I think this is really so she says she's having a lot of issues as regards the network. So please let's be patient and do wait. And if you've not followed us, please make sure you follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch. And if you are yet to sign the attendance, please do that. The link is on the chat. Please make sure you take the attendance for today. All right, Miss Amaka, can you hear me clearly? Good evening.
Good evening, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so apparently our instructor. Okay, she's back. She's back. All right, she's back. Thank you so much. Okay, Elizabeth, you were off for quite a few minutes. Can you hear me?
Mm. Hello. Yes, yes, I can hear you. Sorry about
All right.
that. I had to
I don't know if you
on
can
my
hear me.
laptop. With my laptop.
Okay, we couldn't
Yes,
hear you. I think
I
the
can hear
network
you.
just went. Okay, so you can share your screen and just continue. Thank you.
Um, okay. Wait, can you, Emanuela, can you share your screen and just maybe go to the Figma board? Because I noticed like I can't be able to
Okay.
access. Yeah, if I'm sharing my screen, so you can just share because it's the same board that you're using. Then I can just go through with it.
All right, okay, let me do that. Hold on.
All right.
Hello, Elizabeth. I'm already sharing already. Can you see it already? And if anyone can see, please drop it on the chat. Thank you. Hello, Elizabeth. Can you
Okay,
hear
I can
me?
see it shared, but I can't see anything on the screen yet. Okay.
Okay, yes. So it's still loading. It's still loading from my
All
end.
right.
So it's kind of just the screen that's showing. It's just blank. So it's still loading. I guess my network is quite slow. All right. So please just hold on for a few seconds. It should be up.
Okay, all right. Sure, sure. No problem. Wait, how long should this take so that I don't also like extend so long? Because
Okay. So hold on. Let
um,
me.
no, no,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
the
So
screen,
you're
the
supposed to be
totals.
rounding up.
Okay, sure, sure.
Sorry, I didn't get. Yeah. So just a few minutes. So let me stop sharing and share this again. I guess this should be from my network. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to reshare again. So just hold on, everyone. So apologies for the delay. Thank you. Okay. So I'm sharing again.
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right. So can you see it? It's really very slow. So it's loading. See the Figma file loading. I've seen the Fig
Okay,
jam.
sure, sure.
Sorry. Can you
So
hear
I
me?
can
Or
see, okay,
anyone? Can anyone hear me?
yes, 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 I can hear you, Manuela. I can see we have a couple of people on the
Okay,
document,
so I said
so
it's loading.
all right, sure. So please go ahead and populate it with any assumptions you would have made as a user. I can see there's a couple of people here actually. Abukunolu, Anita, Abdulaziz. Yeah, you can go ahead and type what your assumptions would be. So I've just like, well, put the first one. The other is there. Then unanswered questions.
Okay, so can you see that now, Elizabeth?
Yes, 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 I can see it. Thank you.
I think I have to. All right. Okay. But is this bold enough? Because I had to increase the font.
Yeah, you just zoom in on the file. Yes, like that. That's fine. All right. So yeah, we have the assumptions and the unanswered questions, the pain points and all that. So this is, yeah, okay. I think maybe with time now, we'll have people populate it later. So for the assumptions bit, so the first one is the assumptions that as a user now, as David, um, David will be signing up on the platform, assuming that the app will provide information about, or rather, even when he's already signed up and he's using the platform, he'll be assuming that the app will provide information about each bicycle, such as its type, size, and availability. Also, it will allow users to search for available bicycles to rent in their area. So these are the assumptions as a user I would be making about this app before I even like exactly know what it is all about, because these are the needs that I have for that. Then unanswered questions will be, so what is the pricing model of the, so maybe you already created the app. If you skipped this process, you've already created the app, but you did not considering the user that much, and now you did not answer these questions that they have about the pricing model for renting the bicycle. Is it hourly, is it weekly? So maybe you might have answered, met the assumptions, but then now the unanswered questions might be something that you haven't catered for in the platform. So we have that. Then the recommendations would probably be maybe add for a place. So for example, let me just add one recommendation there. Enable uh, so for example, this is enable me to be able to lend bicycles for my group. So it doesn't have to be everybody comes and lends the bicycles. I can be the one lending the bicycles for the entire group, and then they'll just come and meet with me after I've already like borrowed the bicycles. So that's under recommendations. So this part of UX is very important. So make use of the fig jam to be able to brainstorm and just go through everything that is there for the user. You can just scroll a bit, Emanuela, you can scroll to the recommendations bit. So having like the sticky notes to be able to write your ideas will help you a lot, because you need to cover every aspect. So the thing with UX is you always have to go back and read every aspect of this design and what is required. Then yeah, I think, okay, it's the same thing about filling now this information. I hope that has like helped you to be able to understand more about it. Unfortunately, given the time, let me just go back to the presentation, hoping this time round it actually, it works in my favor. Um, so just a minute. The usability testing. So once you've already done the design, so we had talked about doing the collaboration on the platform. So using FigJam or any other, it can also be like Excel, Google Sheets. Like it doesn't have to be the fancy boards, but as a just to at least using FigJam, if you're going to use Figma, at the end of the day, it's good to have all your information in one place. But what matters is you have your information somewhere you can all access as a group. It's not Emanuela has you can't be saying Emanuela has the user flows, the document for user flows. Bimbo has the document for personas. Oluwabamise has something else. So it's good if all of you have the same access, to at least one document so that you can be able to easily collaborate and also always reference back to the designs, because you might work on a design, but at the end of the day, when you need to do any iterations, you'll always need to come back to that to that board. All right.
Hello, Elizabeth. Sorry, we can't hear you. I don't know if you are speaking, but we can't hear you. Please, if you can hear Elizabeth, please can you drop it on the comments so I will know if it's not from my end. So, Elizabeth, please, we can't hear you.
Okay, we can't hear
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Amaka, sorry, can you hear me? Okay, she's currently on the call, so I don't know what. Maybe there's a problem.
Give me a
That's
minute.
maybe our audio, but we can't hear. Okay.
Elizabeth, are you speaking? Hello, Elizabeth. Okay. I don't know what's wrong. Probably her network.
So, sorry, I muted my I muted my tab when I was joining with my PC, but then it's not. I don't know. My audio for the PC is not working. So I wanted to present with my PC. I guess I can just present and still. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can hear you. So, should I stop
Okay.
sharing so you can
Okay.
present?
Yes, yes. I think that's fine. Though it's not like many slides that are remaining. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hello, Elizabeth. If I can get it correctly, can I stop sharing so you can share?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
So just to wrap up. Mm, yeah. So just to wrap up on this, the once you've already done the design, it's good to do a usability test to be able to understand to understand any pain points the users are having when it comes to your design. So for example, maybe you might have positioned a button somewhere that's not so favorable to most, or maybe the language that you have not used is not the best for the target audience. So a usability test will help you a lot to understand the issues that your users may encounter, and it will also guide you in making the best improvements on your design. So um, yes, so there's a book called "Don't Make Me Think" by Steve Krug. It's a really, I think I'd recommend that book to every designer out there who is really, interested in having good UX design that puts the user first. This book really puts you in the perspective of the user. You see, as a designer, you already have the creative eye for design. You know what, or you also know like where the interactions are on a screen and all that. But this user from a rural area or this user that just got their first smartphone might not be knowing how to go about using some platforms. So the main thing you need to know about instructions is that no one is going to read them, and at least not until after repeated attempts at muddling through have failed. So that's something, that's a quote in Steve Krug's "Don't Make Me Think." It's a very good book. It's a small one, so you can be able to read it in like maybe 2 weeks. Um, and it helps you understand a lot about the assumptions you make as designers when it comes to users. You might be surprised how a user uses maneuvers through a website. I mean, also for you, you've skipped at some point and just gone straight to what you really want. So that's the same thing the user will do. So you have to factor in a lot of things when it comes to design and putting the user first. So to just recap that, so UX design, you have to follow through the UX principles, have them at the back of your mind every time you're creating. So make sure there's accessibility. Make sure if David is using this app, he can be able to operate the app with one hand. So that helps a lot because you don't know the conditions that might make someone not be able to operate the app using both hands, or maybe audio accessibility. So many ways you need to factor all that when it comes to your product, the product that you're creating, if you really want to have many users and also happy users at the end of the day. Yeah. I think I'll end it there. I'm so sorry, the internet decided to fail me today. My devices, that is. Yeah, but I hope we'll have another, time to have a workshop, because I like having workshops actually, with sessions, and also contribute to open source design. If you get the chance, if there's any community that has open source design, or you're just creating, or just teamwork will help you a lot. So as a designer, beautiful UIs is not where everything starts and stops. It's the collaboration, getting to understand somebody else's point of view, and also accommodating their ideas in your design. Because sometimes you might be the best designer, but you don't know how to collaborate, which is a very important thing. So make sure you learn how to work with groups, especially as a UX designer. Yeah. So that's it from my end. Thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. Yeah. Thank you, Manuela, for inviting me. I don't know, are there any questions?
Okay, thank you so much, Elizabeth. Okay, for everyone, if you have questions, please start dropping it. Okay, yeah, so there are questions. So it's being displayed on the screen, so you can take them one after the other.
Oh, okay. So I've seen Attitude Studio. Would you need to create the persona before working on the idea phase of your UX design? Um, so the persona comes immediately after you've collected the data, the research data, so that you know the person you're creating for. So you don't ideate first without having the person in mind. So you did the research, you realize this is the product you need to create. Then you come up with a persona, so that now you can create the app for this. So we're working with David. So once you've already done your research, that's the point. Now you'll come up with a persona, and then, but again, there's always a persona is like a live, I've forgotten the word, but it's evolving with the design. So as things change, your persona might also change when it comes to their requirements, or you might also add other personas along the way to cater for other things. So for example, we have a persona called Elizabeth. Okay, I've run out of words to guess. We have a persona called Elizabeth who needs, she's short, she needs a bike that can be able to, that she can use, but not for kids. So exactly, that's a persona we hadn't catered for. So you create the persona first, and then now you create the product for the persona, not after designing. You have the persona, then you design for the persona. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, so I believe that is the only question. So please, if we have questions, please kindly drop them now so your instructor can take your questions. So if you are clear, you can drop on the comments that you understand, or better still, please drop your questions. So if you are not clear with any parts of the teaching, please just drop it on the comments. You can start dropping your questions. All right. Okay. I don't think there's any more question. Elizabeth. So I believe everyone is clear. Yeah, there's no other question. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. So if you were not able to join the FigJam file, please you can go back and rewatch the video. The link is already available on the chat. Please make sure you copy it and go back and make sure you access it, please. So make sure you go back, watch the video again, and make sure you copy the link and you can always come back to it. All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. So
Okay.
I'm going to drop our Twitter handle. So please, everyone, give her a follow on Twitter. So it's being displayed on the screen. So everyone, please follow her. Musanga. I don't know if I got the pronunciation right.
Yeah.
So please,
You're actually
everyone, please make
pronouncing it
sure
better than
you
some
follow.
Kenyans.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for today's class. All right, so we've come to the
Thank
end
you for
of the
inviting
class.
me.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. All right. Okay, so bye, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.